Hey, my name is Sanchez, and this is my second presentation on my inquiry topic, which is a healthy lifestyle and the effects of social media. My inquiry question remains the same, it being, are there any social benefits to having a healthier lifestyle? As I have continued to research this topic, I have found a lot of neat information that backs up my initial thoughts of social media playing a huge influence on the health decisions we make on a daily basis. My third source that I will be discussing today is called The Money and Trades Off Involved in the Influencer Economy. It is a transcript from a conversation NPR's Audie Cornish had with Taylor Lawrence, a former staff writer at The Atlantic. I decided to include this conversation in my inquiry presentation because Lawrence has a credible reputation as being a technology reporter for over 10 years, and she really knew what she was talking about. In this conversation, I learned a lot of things that I hadn't considered initially. For example, Lawrence discussed how social media influencers don't always get paid fairly for their advertisements. She emphasized that the fact that there's really not a lot of regulations or contracts that go down in the influencer world. It's casual and deals are usually done through direct messages. However, there are a lot of influencers that deal with a middleman and they sometimes get cheated out of money. And while there are hundreds of influencers out there that are literally making billions of dollars, there are definitely a lot of people that are not making any money at all. This conversation will be an important resource in my final inquiry product because I had initially stated in my research proposal that I wondered if influencers just did it for the money. My fourth source is called Selling Health and Happiness How Influencers Communicate on Instagram About Dieting and Exercise Mixed Methods Research. This was a study published in BMC Public Health in 2019. This was a study that was conducted in Germany, and its main research field was the popular social media site Instagram, which we all know since it's literally one of the fastest growing network sites. The study researched and studied the 100 most frequent hashtags used worldwide, which consisted of hashtags such as gym, vid, food, hashtag nutrition, etc. It also closely monitored the accounts of some of the most popular influencers that had over 100,000 followers. And the purpose of the study was to show how big of influence those influencers had in its followers, which is surprisingly mainly underage followers. This study was super interesting and it emphasized a very important aspect of social media influence that I had forgotten to include in my inquiry question. That being that when thinking about this topic, I was just thinking of how it influences my decisions and the decisions of the people in the same age group as I am in. I was forgetting the most easily impressionable group of people, which is teenagers of age 13 and 14. So this source was great at bringing it to my attention that teenagers are usually the ones that get most influenced by social media influencers. This study also gave me an insight into who predominantly dominates the influencing and advertising media, and that is females. Overall, the study will be helpful to my inquiry paper because it's basically an actual conducted study that answers my inquiry question. Both of the resources I included in this presentation were extremely helpful to my inquiry topic and had similar connections in the sense that they both show that influencers definitely influence people from a wide variety of ages and backgrounds. And while they focused on different aspects, such as one being on the money side of influencing and the other source focusing on who the influencers target, they both pertain to my inquiry topic. After this, I will continue to research more of the legal and economic aspects of being an influencer, since it's definitely not as easy as I thought it was, and there's a lot more challenges that influencers have to go through to actually make a profit from it. Lastly, this slide shows the citations for both the resources I use. Thank y'all for watching.